Good day, everyone! Welcome to DepEd TV. I'm Sir Jim Ellis, at your service. Before we proceed, let's have a short review of our previous lesson, the 4 major patterns of paragraph development. Do you still remember what those are? Can you give me one? Exactly! Cause and effect. You were right! Comparison and contrast. What else? Problem solution. Perfect! And you got it! Persuasion. This time around, we will have the second lesson for reading and writing skills. Are you excited? I know you are. So I will no longer keep you waiting. Writing is probably one of the most difficult tasks in an English class. Do you agree? When we were given a task to write, you had experienced staring at the blank sheet of paper, confused about what to write. It is either you really do not have any idea on what to write about, or you have so many ideas that you do not know where to begin. At the end of this video lesson, I am confident that you will be able to, first, critique a written text based on its properties of organization, coherence, and cohesion, language use, and mechanics. Second, write a short composition applying the properties of a well-written text. Yes, you heard it right. These are the concepts that we will discuss today. Let's begin. There are 4 properties of a well-written text. They are organization, coherence and cohesion, language use, and mechanics. Remember, texts or essays, especially ones that present argument, convince audience, or make claims, need to be well-written. The first property of a well-written text is organization. Organization talks about how logical and aesthetically pleasing a written text is. Usually, this means that the sentences are arranged logically. The topic sentence should be found at the start of every paragraph and is followed by supporting sentences. In narrative essays, the events should be arranged based on the time they occurred, or what we call chronological arrangement. In descriptive essays that describe places or objects, they should be described how that a person physically seeing them would do so. An expository essay would mention the most important concepts or proper sequence of a process. And so, as you see, proper organization is required for a text to be considered well-written. The second property is known as cohesion and coherence. Cohesion emphasizes that the ideas in the text flow smoothly from one sentence to another. And to make that possible, transition words or signals are used to bind ideas together. These will enable the reader to understand where the discussion is leading to. For instance, if we want to add information, we use the words or phrases in addition, moreover, also, besides, aside from this, furthermore, etc. Take a look at this example. I don't want to go there. I have no time to do so. We can use any of these terms to join the statements together and transform them to I don't want to go there. Moreover, I have no time to do so. Here in this example, the word moreover is used to connect 2 similar ideas. If we want to show contrast between statements, we use words and phrases like but, however, on the other hand, contrary to this, in contrast, contrast to this, etc. Just like in this example. I want to enroll in an engineering class. I fear mathematics subjects. Using the word but, we can join them like this. I want to enroll in an engineering class, but I fear mathematics subjects. The word but was used to show contrasting thoughts between the joined statements. If you like to show comparison, the words and phrases such as like, similarly, likewise, and in the same way may be used. Look at this example. Tony excels in problem solving and logic. Likewise, his younger brother Kelly has been showing potentials in mathematics in his tender age. The word likewise is used to show similarity between Tony and Kelly. Now, if you want to conclude, you may use in conclusion, therefore, hence, that is why, and thus. Just like in this example. The movie producers backed out and the directors just dropped the project because of conflict in shooting schedule. Therefore, fans will not have a new Marvel film anytime soon. The word therefore is used in the text to show conclusion of idea presented. Lastly, if what you are writing follows a sequence, the words or phrases like then, after that or after this, previously, at the same time, and meanwhile are some words that you can use. Look at this example. Before going home, Gina and Arvi went to the library to return the books they borrowed last week. Gina spoke to the librarian for a minute while Arvi looked for a new set of references they need for their research assignment. After getting a new set of books, they rushed outside the library hall. They had coffee and macaroons, had a short chit-chat with Nico, Arvi's cousin, then went home together like how they've been for the past month. The words before, after, and then are used to show sequence of events in the text. So much for cohesion. Let's now talk about coherence. Coherence deals with how ideas stick together. If the sentences are related to one another, the writer must also check whether the flow of idea from one sentence to another is logical and relevant. Therefore, this property requires good argument, proper sequencing of ideas, and clear explanations. Language use is the fourth property of a well-written text. It stresses the importance of choosing precise and accurate word choices and well-crafted sentences. Basically, it deals with the appropriateness of words or vocabulary usage. As you practice proper language use, bear these tips in your mind. 1. Use clear and concise sentences. Remember that on average, a sentence is 18 words long. 2. Avoid redundancies, wordiness, cliches, and highfalutin language. 3. Avoid excessive use of their and its structures. These sentences can be revised by dropping the their and it phrase and transforming the sentences appropriately. 4. Use precise vocabulary. Be accurate and condense lengthy phrases into fewer words. 5. Be consistent with your pronouns point of view. 6. Avoid sexist language. And 7. Use an appropriate level of formality. And so, we're down with the last property of a well-written text, which is mechanics. Mechanics are conventions that have to be considered in writing. Some of these conventions are spelling, punctuation, and capitalization. It is important to know and observe these conventions in writing to avoid confusion. The first thing to consider is spelling. When you write, always make sure that you are consistently using one standard with regard to the spelling of your words. Remember that there are slight differences in American English spelling and British English spelling? Were you able to spot the difference? Before writing, it is advisable to consider your target audience. Whether you write using the British or American spelling, it is important to be consistent. If you are unsure of the spelling of a word, consult a dictionary or a spell checker. Another crucial concept is punctuation, which is as important as spelling. The use of punctuation guides the reader regarding how the text should be read. Look at these examples. Notice that the first one does not make use of proper punctuation marks, while the second one presents two sentences that are correctly punctuated. Let us try this one. The sentence denotes that the author's parents are Edna and Ellie. Now, let us add comma after the name Edna. The use of serial comma denotes that the song is dedicated to 4 persons: the author's mom, the author's dad, Edna, and Ellie. The simple act of adding a comma completely changed the meaning of the statement. Also, capitalization is something to take into account. There are rules in capitalization that one has to remember. Here are a few examples of words that require capitalization. Proper nouns, proper adjectives, days of the week, and months of the year. And so, to sum up our today's discussion, for a text to be considered well-written, it must be organized, coherent and cohesive, observing proper use of language, and mechanics. Do you agree? Of course! For our activity, I have here poorly written statements that need your help. All you need to do is transform them applying the properties of organization, coherence and cohesion, language use, and mechanics. Let's take a look at the first one. Which is the most appropriate transition word to join the two statements? Is it A, and, B, but, C, therefore, or D, thus? Very good. The answer is B. How about in the second item? Which concept under mechanics is poorly employed in the sentence? Is it A, punctuation, B, capitalization, C, language use, or D, spelling? Excellent! The answer is B, capitalization. Here, in this third item, try to depict the correct arrangement of speech writing process. What is your guess? Is it A, B, C, or D? Excellent! The correct answer is A. Which is the most appropriate transition word to join the two statements? Is it A, and, B, but, C, therefore, or D, thus? Very good. The answer is B. How about in the second item? Which concept under mechanics is poorly employed in the sentence? Is it A, punctuation, B, capitalization, C. Language use. Or D. Spelling. Excellent! The answer is B. Capitalization. Let's have the last item. What is the best form of the verb needed to complete the statement? The correct answer is, of course, C. Plans. Very good. Now, it is about time to apply what you have learned. In 150 to 200 words, describe one of your most unforgettable experiences in 2020. Make sure to observe the properties of a well-written text. Your works will be evaluated using these rubrics. And that concludes our learning for today. I hope that we are able to meet our objectives for this session in reading and writing skills. Thank you for watching and see you again next time. This is Sir Jim Ellis at your service.